This is for all the people who say the banks have ostracised us and not communicating with us. Here, on National Westminster Bank letterhead from the manager, High Street in Egham, is a cheque of ours, okay, for the benefit of the audience, and it's for 1,093 spot 64, and they've had the presence of mind to not bother what UK clearing says, not to bother what CCC, that's the cheque and card clearing company, says. They've actually sent it through to us for clearing. Now, I can't, but there's lots of examples of this. So, what we have here is to the manager of WeRe Bank. Okay? It's come from the manager of NatWest Bank, Egham. Sorry about this, pal, if you lose your job, come and work for us. 50 High Street. It's got advice of a special presentation cheque. This is what you should, if any of these so-called payees say it's been bounced back by their bank because their sort code's not recognised. Well, of course it's not recognised because we're not involved in their criminal, mafia, monarchical country club. We're outside of it. And when they say it's not a legitimate bank, they've got that damn right. Because the legitimate banks are involved in money laundering, funding wars of aggression, genocide, funding all military operations around the planet, funding the drug cartels, because with everyone that's doing the paying, somebody's got to be doing the buying, and what are they saying? It isn't going through the banks. So for every shell that hits a wall in Palestine, or every shell from a Kalashnikov that tumbles onto the ground in Rwanda with some child's head blown open, those fat arses of the people sitting in those high street banks telling you that you can't do this when they're actively propping up an organisation involved in criminal acts, genocide, war of aggression, torture, etc., etc. They need it sort of gently bringing home to them, because this is quite passionate and it's very serious. Yep. Okay. So here we have the drawer. That's the name on the cheque. We have the individual who's then got the cheque number. We have a sort code on it. We have an address. It came to us. Wasn't so difficult. Came in the post. It says the amount being under 500,000, do this with it, or the amount being, either under 500,000 or below. This is what you need to do. It's got a signature on it, which is quite good, and then it's got the instructions of what they want us to do with it. So if you can't do it any of these ways, then they've even put a bank giro credit on the bottom for us to do that. And if you look at some of the things that like Wesley Ahmed has done with paying British Gas with a bank giro credit, or what it means when you put a signature on it, in effect what they've done is they've sent you a cheque. Yes. Okay, so that's just to let you know that. And that's not, I brought one along because I could have brought many, but NatWest's a good one. Another one here, from Sedgemoor in Somerset, Finance, Property and Exchequer Team. Again, copy of the cheque with the allonge, with instructions how to pay. It's got WeRe Bank stamp on it, says WeRe Bank received, funds cleared. Okay, another one here, Hewlett Packard from Crawley, requires immediate action. Cheque on the back, instructing us how they want it to be paid. For our international friends out there, various cheques come in. From this one's from Scotiabank in Hamilton. I think that's Ontario. So again, instructions with the cheque on how to pay it, and these are coming in under what's called advice of a special presentation. So these people in Canada have had to keep pushing and arguing, no, you're obliged to clear it. And they've come back and made all sorts of excuses. No, we can only accept Canadian currency from a Canadian bank. Don't. Go and look at what it actually says in the international treaties. So you have to man up a little bit with these people who are saying, sorry, no, we're not going to clear it. If they are making accusations against WeRe Bank, if they're making accusations that the checks are fraudulent, or the account number doesn't exist, or you're in danger of being involved in a scam, then volunteer to help them get you to expose it. Yeah? And why we look at that is it's an old trick of tort. Laws of tort, of trespass, various other tortuous actions from the 16th and 17th century particularly. And what the rationale is as follows. If that individual is claiming a particular state of affairs, and you then become the plaintiff, the idea is you call him as a witness for you. If he refuses, he then has to be put as a witness for us, because he can't have it both ways. Yeah? And if he refuses, and he has what's called a reasonable degree of knowledge within his station, then it looks like perversion of the course of justice, or he's deliberately fogging the issue. So this is why we're trying to do this. If they're making these accusations, fine. 3 or 4 lines explaining why, and lots of lies are coming that they tried to present it, but we've turned it down. Just for the record, the phone only gets answered by one person, that's me. There's no one else turning it down. There's no one else answering it after 7 o'clock at night. Good cue. Might be for me. It's not my phone, by the way. So it's a point here that will come on more and more as we step through this, that these people who are telling you the way it is are just low-level counter staff who are paid to just do whatever, and the main thing is they need to be put on the spot and made to realise what they're actually protecting, what they're upholding, and the sheer criminality and the degree of deceit within these, these moth-ridden fossil structures that have been keeping us in this state of war forevermore.